I'm going to start with the latest COVID numbers here in Boston, in Massachusetts. These are numbers as of yesterday. 4,358 new confirmed cases in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. 60 new deaths were reported yesterday, bringing the death total in Massachusetts to 12,401. Our Boston numbers, the new numbers did not come out today, so I have as of yesterday's numbers. 431 new confirmed cases, bringing our total cases in Boston to 41,847. We had 2 deaths reported yesterday, bringing our death total in the city to 1,020 people have lost their life. Our prayers go out to the families who have lost loved ones, and also our prayers go out to the families who are fighting, their loved ones are fighting, particularly anyone who's on ventilators right now in the Boston hospital or any hospital in the country. Our latest complete test data is for the week ending December 30th. An average of 4,561 people were tested each day. That's down compared to the week before. It's down about 22%. The reason for it is the holiday season. Some days we were closed, and a lot of people didn't take the opportunity to get tested during that week. This does not include college testing, as I always say, so our testing when I report here does not include the college testing. The average number of positive tests each day for Boston residents went up to 413. That's up slightly compared to the week before, about 3% compared to the week before. Our current community positivity rate is 8.8%, and that too is up from the week before, about 2.3% higher. If you notice our individual day, the 413 average test scores, that's with fewer tests. So we can make an assumption that if we had more tests, we'd have higher rates here in the city. Dorchester, Hyde Park, East Boston, and Roxbury are the neighborhoods with the highest positivity rate. Our case numbers certainly are concerning, as I just mentioned about if we took more tests, we would have higher positivity rates. Our hospital numbers are also up higher than certainly we'd like to see them. 93% of adult non-surge ICU beds are occupied. This is the highest that we've seen in quite some time here in the city. We're in constant contact with the hospitals, and we just need to continue to remind everyone to do your part. This is one of the most serious points of the pandemic so far. If the numbers don't improve, we'll be forced to look at more restrictions. So we need people to continue to wear masks. We need people to continue to avoid large crowds and stay 6 feet apart from each other. We're asking people to continually wash your hands and do everything to make sure you keep yourself safe. Every time you do these things, you could be saving a life, your own, a family member, or somebody that you don't know, a complete stranger. We'll beat this thing if everyone continues to buckle down. As far as in mid-December, I announced that Boston would temporarily pause our reopening and move back to a modified phase 2, step 2 for at least 3 weeks. This was an effort and is an effort to slow the spread, to protect hospital capacity, and avoid a more severe shutdown later. We are taking a cautious approach, doing what's right here in the city of Boston. Given the high numbers that we're seeing today in the last several weeks, we're extending this pause for at least another 3 weeks until January 27th. That means indoor gatherings will stay limited to 10 people. Outdoor gatherings will stay limited to 25 people. These numbers apply to public and private spaces. The following activities will remain closed for at least 3 weeks, and this is a list that I certainly don't like to say this, but we have to do this because of where we are with the virus. Gyms, indoor fitness centers, health clubs will stay closed for general use. One-on-one personal training sessions are allowed. Movie theaters, museums, and aquariums will stay closed. Indoor athletics facilities will stay closed except for youth 18 or under. This does not apply to college or pro sports. Indoor pools may remain open with safety protocols that are put in place. Batting cages, driving ranges, bowling alleys, rock climbing will stay closed. Sightseeing and organized tours will stay closed. Indoor historic sites will stay closed. Indoor event space will stay closed. Indoor and outdoor gaming arcades will stay closed. The following activities are allowed to stay open. Indoor instructional classes for youth can continue with a 10-person limit. Outdoor event spaces can continue within the 25-person limit. Outdoor theaters and performance venues can continue to operate within the 25-person limit, and movie and TV productions can continue to operate. Per the state guidance that went into effect on December 26th, these activities will continue with the following restrictions in place. Office space can stay open at 25% capacity. I urge employers to allow any employee who wants to work from home that can work from home to allow them to work from home. Indoor dining can continue at 25% capacity with a 90-minute limit on seating. In Boston, bar seating is prohibited without approval from the Boston Licensing Board. Salons, barbers, and other close contact personal services can stay open with a 25% capacity. Places of worship can stay open with a 25% capacity. Retail business can stay open also with a 25% capacity. Golf facilities can stay open with up to a 25% capacity. This is not a complete list, so if you're looking for a list of what can be open, what is open, and what is not open, we can go to boston.gov/reopening. I want to be clear, this is not about targeting specific sectors as a cause of the virus spread. This is an effort to reduce the overall activity happening outside of people's homes. In another 3 weeks, we're going to reevaluate the situation. If the metrics have moved in the right direction, then we'll be able to lift the restrictions, and I hope and pray that we'll be able to do that. If the metrics get worse, or even before that, we might have to put in place further restrictions. Again, I'm asking everyone to do your part. Help us beat this thing once and for all.